So, I forgot to record the first 2 missions, and also the 4th one, but that's for later when we get there. Here's a quick rundown of the first 2 missions. Me, Corvo, a former assassin and bodyguard of the Emperor's, was tasked to find help from neighboring countries. They basically said, "Yeah, okay, good luck, man." And shortly after I delivered this news, some dudes attacked us. Of course, me being a professional, I easily dispose of them. But through the power of cutscenes, I lose. The child gets kidnapped, the Empress killed, I blamed for it and imprisoned. One prison break and wacky dream later, some old general and rich dude tasked me with killing the bald man and stealing his diary with the location of the child is in. I go to bed, and thus here we are. I talked with the general, and he said there's some spooky noises coming from the sewer, and he's too much of a cow to check it out. So I get sent down there. I find some poor sick people, and I kindly ask them to leave. After I come back from my friendly chat, the general tells me they found Emily's location in a brothel called the Golden Cat. They also ask me to kill the rich dude's brothers, who are in the same brothel as the child. The rich guy gives me the green light.
Please do it before I change my mind.
And off we go. The boatman Samuel tells me a local gang boss could help me, so naturally I go and listen to what he has to say. He points out someone poisoned his elixirs. He sent out a guy named Crowley to find out more, but he has gone missing. The task is simple. Find out what happened to Crowley. In exchange, he would get me into the Golden Cat. So of course, I go looking for that Crowley guy, and when I find him, he's sleeping on the job, and he's being patrolled by some guards. I take a recording left by Crowley and leave him to his nap. After telling this to Slackjaw, he wants me to do another task. Get a safe code from a weird rich guy at the Golden Cat, and he'll get rid of both my targets. So naturally I accept, and use the route provided to me by Slackjaw to infiltrate the Golden Cat. I find the child locked away in a room, and she knows a way to escape. Before I use that route, I find the weed guy and ignore his safe word, resulting in him handing over the safe code, after which I stealthily make my escape. Once back at Slackjaw's factory, I give him the safe code, and he takes care of both my targets. After I return home, I planned to kick up my feet and relax, but the general tasked me with kidnapping a man who knows the name of my next target. Once I arrive at the bridge where the physician lives, I decide to take a little break, and when I came back, I forgot to record. So here's a little rundown of what happened. Getting to the physician's house was quite rough. They had a choke point on lockdown, and as a result, I had to run and hide a lot. But once I arrived at his house, it was super smooth. Leaping from rooftop to rooftop, knocking him unconscious, then jumping over a river and accidentally dropping him, and he drowned. Wait, what? I carry him safely on my back to the boat without ever touching a body of water. And then I realize I'm not recording. After the physician wakes up, I kindly ask him for the name of my next target, and he generously gives me the name. To celebrate the peaceful negotiations, we're going to a masked ball. And me already owning a stylish mask, I immediately set off for the party. Samuel drops me off in the nearby canal, where we see a tall man blow up the pool.
Enjoy your evening out with local quality. Better you than me.
After a bit of dilly-dallying, I enter the premises of the party, where a kind lady donates her entry ticket to me.
Oh, there went my invitation.
But before attending the party, though, I give this furry a letter, and promptly gun him down. Once at the party, I met a creep who wanted to help me get rid of my target by locking her away in some faraway place. Of course, I promptly ignored him and started to look around for clues for who my targets may be. So naturally, as any normal person would, the first place to look was their bedrooms. I made my way up there and started snooping around, reading their diaries and whatnot. As a result of my snooping, I learn my target is dressed in white. So I turn into a rat and go looking for her, Once I found the woman in white, I asked her if she would be interested in talking about the art form of instruments. And being the charming gentleman I am, she accepts and leads me to the piano room, where I demonstrate my painting skills. Which leaves her absolutely speechless. Realizing she needs a moment to catch her breath, I take my leave. But first I refresh myself by taking a dip in the local river and return to my humble abode, where I get some well-earned rest.